Big Mikey 717 Outlaw back here today. Sorry, weather's been a little crazy here. I've been working a lot of overtime, but anyway, we are getting back to some more projects. The Busa is still out getting the exhaust made, but, well, we are still waiting on parts for the Busa, but the R6, a handful of parts came in, so we're gonna go ahead and start refreshing Project Cornbread, getting it ready to go hit the quarter mile again this year. So any of you guys that are new to the channel probably don't know much about this bike. It's been sitting in the background for honestly a year. I haven't really done a whole lot with it, but Project Cornbread, which is my 2005 Yamaha R6, started out as my first drag bike. I did pretty good my first season with it, but it was mostly just to kind of get my bearings and get used to how drag racing operates. I upgraded to the Busa within a year. And reason being that the bike didn't last too long is because a good buddy of mine that's been a neighbor for years wanted to buy this for his 18th birthday. Now, unfortunately, about a month and a half shy of his 18th birthday, he was killed by a drunk driver in a motorcycle accident riding his old V-Star 1100. And I was going to get rid of the bike. I didn't really want to look at it because I knew it meant something because he wanted to buy it. I stopped racing it just because he wanted to buy it. So instead, me and Mick, which you've seen on the channel, we decided to make a tribute bike out of it. We had a lot of friends and family. He played football at my high school, so friends, family, coaches, teammates, and then his family, I gave them their own private space up here on the front of the bike, and we made a tribute bike out of it. I pretty much stopped racing at that point, but Harrison liked racing. He'd go up to the track with his dad, actually up to Beaver Springs where we usually go, and I decided we're going to take it out of retirement. It does mean a lot to us because we started 6'2 Society, which was based on his football number, 62. We started the group after he passed away, and it kind of sucked because our first year was decent, and then COVID hit, and it kind of shut us down for a lot. But we're starting to make it back this year, and I figured the best way to do that is get the bike out, get to more events, do more with it. But anyway, this bike is Harrison's bike. I just happen to be holding on to it. So, getting into it, what we got to do to this bike is, so we had it out I believe it was the last season of, right before 2020. No, it was the end of 2020 when we had it out. 2021, it pretty much sat. So, biggest thing I did, one, I had to get a new battery. Our old battery wouldn't even hold a charge. But to revamp this, because it did sit, it does have basically a full tank of gas, unfortunately, then it sat for so long. So we're going to go ahead, pull the tank off, drain the gas. We did have a little issue. We thought we heard a tick in the valves. So part of what we ordered is I got a new valve cover gasket. So I'm going to pull the valve cover off, and we're going to take a look and make sure that no valves got messed up. Hopefully no springs or retainers are a little tweaked. And that should be about it. We're going to just check that. I want to check the top end of the bike, make sure it's all good. And then we do have a couple extra parts sitting over there on the table that we can go ahead and do just a quick install because they're all pretty easy. It's mainly levers, getting rid of these mirrors, and that's about it. So let's get into this, guys. Get this tank off, get this old fuel out, and make sure that the tank doesn't have any rust. Alright guys, well, got the tank off. Mick just got down here. We're going to start tearing into this a little bit more. The thing that I'm curious, because I haven't checked this thing since the last time I had it in the shop, which was right when I got this bike. So we're going to see how bad this air filter is, and if it is bad, go ahead and order a K&N. I'm not going to get a Sprint filter. It's just too much money. I'm not spending over $100 on filters. But let's see how this thing looks. Well, surprisingly, it doesn't look too bad. Filter, yeah, she needs a little bit of work. Hell, there's some bugs stuck in here. So, but she ain't looking too bad. Well, guys, I kind of mind blanked there for a little bit. So we're going to test something that the guys over at Yamaha told me to try. So we ordered a little bit heavier weight oil. We ran Yamaha's, I believe it's a 1550 oil. Where did I have that at? Yeah, 1550 synthetic. It's from Yamaha. And he said that that might actually help with it, because he said that a lot of Yamahas have a very minor tick. He said because we shouldn't need a valve adjustment or anything at 15,000 miles, which is about what's on this bike. So he said change the oil. If the sound persists, he said tear into it and see what's going on. So we're going to try to, we're going to skip tearing off the valve cover for now. We tore into it a good bit to when we had to get the tank off, check the filters, check and make sure that all these gaskets and everything are good, which this one here has probably seen some better days. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get some of this cowling removed and get to an oil change and hopefully fresh fuel and clean the filter. She should be good to fire up. Hey, none on my fingers, no metallic, a little brown, but it don't hurt nothing. So got the filter off, oil's all drained. We're gonna go ahead and get some fresh oil. We got that K&N filter mounted up, and we're gonna take a couple little measurements here, get an idea on the slip-on, but I think once we get the gas drain, should be able to fire this thing up and hopefully everything sounds good. All right, let's get some fresh oil on this and off we go. Well, we didn't get the small parts that I was looking forward to getting onto this bike, but the biggest thing that we did is the bike's running. The tick went away completely, so it might have just been something the day that we were at the track. I thought I heard something and it just sounded out of whack. But, I mean, we got to get the muffler packed. That should hopefully quiet it down a little bit, maybe add a little bit of back pressure. Not too sure what all that'll do. And then we'll probably be taking it to Jason to get it tuned because it's got the Power Commander 5 on it. I'm probably going to pull the map switch or the dual map switch off the Busa since the Power Commander is not going to be on that bike anymore. If anybody's interested, I'll have a power commander for a Busa. It's pretty much, I think from 08 to 2020, I believe that power commander works for. And I'm going to pull the map switch to put on this, and we're hopefully going to get the R6 tuned on MR12 and just 93 pump gas. But she's alive, and I'm pretty stoked. So we got some other stuff to do to the R6, and we'll be back with you guys in the next video. All right, guys, as always, hope you liked the video. If you do, give it a thumbs up. If you want anything more about the channel, drop those comments down below. Hit that subscribe button with the little bell next to it for notifications, and I will catch you guys next. Remember, ride safe, ride smart, always wear a helmet. See ya.